With all the other variants, it dominated in some countries, but with this variant, it's going to be just the global variant. It's dominating across the world. The last bit of data places it at 35% in some areas. The prevalence is growing a lot faster in places where you have low vaccination rates, primarily in the south of the country. It's very transmissible. And so what that means is that for people who are vaccinated, I'm not as concerned. But I am concerned for people that are not vaccinated because the transmissibility, we're talking about 2 to 3 times higher than what we started with. I think we're going to be learning more specifically about whether it can cause more severe disease. I think that there's an incomplete picture right there. So what we're seeing is also younger people who are getting infected faster. So the increase in hospitalizations just could be tied to a faster spread. So we don't have any conclusive data to really tell us that it is more severe or you're more likely to get hospitalized at this point. So we have data now that shows that people have germinal centers like in their lymph nodes that are still active like several months after vaccination. So that's a pretty good indication that the immune response is robust. And so those cells in the germinal centers, they actually continue to mature and evolve to recognize variants. So thus far, it doesn't seem like we're going to need a booster anytime soon. But again, this is a global community effort. If we leave parts of the globe vulnerable, and this comes back to like the vaccine inequities that exist, we are giving this virus more chances to replicate, more chances to mutate, more chances to again change its transmissibility. My concern with the US is that we're like at 54% right now of the population vaccinated. So we're definitely more vulnerable. But specifically, we have pockets of communities with lower vaccination rates and lower vaccination immunization threshold. So while we may not see this big wave, we might see these like hyper-localized outbreaks in these areas because it is very transmissible. Symptoms that are most commonly being reported right now are headaches, runny nose, sore throat. So very different from the traditional COVID symptoms, which are like a fever and the cough, right? But we have to be mindful of the fact that it's a younger portion of the population that is now getting infected. So we expect the symptoms to be different. And just as we cannot conclude that it is more severe right now, we can't also conclude that the symptoms per se are different, other than maybe they're happening to a milder extent in a population that is less vulnerable. It was first identified in India. I believe that it was either late last year or early this year, but definitely before there was sufficient part of the population vaccinated in India. They had such a high number of cases that their healthcare system was completely overwhelmed. Because there was a lack of oxygen to provide supports to patients, they were given steroid injections, which left them with compromised immune systems for some of them. So of course, when you have a compromised immune system, then you are more likely to have an infection. Take a look at the epidemiology and you take a look at when these variants emerged, every single one of them have emerged in places of low vaccination and high community spread. I am really, telling people that haven't gotten their vaccine, now no time to wait anymore.